Did you know that new podcasters fade away after only 12 months? What does that mean? That people are dropping like flies when they start their podcast. Actually, the number of podcasts have increased a lot in these past years, but the number of active podcasts have pretty much remained the same because only a very small percentage of the people that start a podcast stick to them in the long term. And you can actually see that throughout content everywhere. Creators only represent about 1% of the people online. Only 1% of the people online are the ones that are actively creating content and, pretty much establishing the narrative of things. So what happened? Why does people fade away? Maybe people put a lot of friction on their plate when it comes to creating, or they don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it. Well, in today's episode, we're going to discuss that and more. We're going to help you become part of the 1% of creators. Enjoy.
Hey, this is Luis.
And this is FONZI.
And welcome to the Content is Profit podcast.
That is right. In here, you're going to get the insights, accountability, and drive to create consistently and increase revenue.
You'll hear from top entrepreneurs, creators, and anything and everything you need to know about content. All this while having a good time.
The goal of this podcast is simple: entertain, educate, and turn your content into profit. And if you want to be a part of an awesome content team and you need a content strategist, somebody that's gonna put some creative systems in place in your business, make sure you reach out at BIZBROS Go on Facebook, on Instagram.
That's right.
I'm motivated.
You're motivated. FONZI, let me know or tell me why you want to rant today. Why?
No, I don't want to rant.
Do you feel the urge of rant? We're like, let's record a rant today.
I mean, we could have rant because one of the conversations that we had today was pretty, pretty hot out there. It was pretty good. But then I realized, well, today I had an onboarding and our new client needed help with, the consistency and what should I say and how should I say it, right? And overall, just content creation. So yeah. That's why we decided, let's make a short and sweet episode on what are the things you need to create consistent content that is going to drag eyeballs towards your brand.
Yeah, that's right. And I had a conversation with these people starting a platform. It's a funded startup, and a few of the questions were around equipment and what do they need to create this thing. And we really peeled the onion and we started to identify why are we actually starting a platform, right? And I asked them, hey, do you have a budget? And it's not only on the what to say, but on the tools and the things. I feel like a belief that's out there for people that want to start a podcast is they have to spend thousands of dollars on equipment to be able to record. And the truth is that even with $50, you can start a podcast.
I'm gonna hit you with a quickie one.
Okay.
The best equipment is the one that you already have.
That's right.
And that you already use.
That
you can use.
That's a good quickie.
Yeah, that's a good one over there. No pun intended, right?
No pun intended, yes. So we've actually, with that, right, we've seen and we've heard a lot of podcasts that are recorded from an iPhone, the voice notes, right? We've
heard one recorded from an Apple Watch.
And pretty big marketer making millions of dollars. And it's like, okay, how do you remove the friction towards so you can actually create, right?
Yeah.
And that's...
So does, nice equipment increases the value of the content? I will say increases the perception of the value of the content, and then your message has to deliver. Because if your message doesn't deliver, guess what? No amount of technology and cool equipment is gonna save you. So make sure you have your message nailed down above anything else, and then you can start including that production value and worrying a little bit more about that.
I actually want to share a little quick story. When we were in Orlando, one of these events, one of our clients was there and we had no plans of recording anything in that event. We're actually going as attendees and we just ran into them. And all of a sudden she's getting all these amazing feedback from people that know about her company, about the book that she was about to launch. And she comes to us like, hey guys, there's so much love being shared right now. Is it possible to record something? And we took no equipment, right? She didn't take any of her equipment. And what we ended up doing was we had a GoPro that we carry with us 24/7, right? And we're like, let's just record on the GoPro. And you guys, as Mike, because we're like in the lobby of this hotel, everybody's walking by. What we'll do is we'll grab both iPhones and we'll just set the voice recording. Boom. And we put them out there. Guess what? These were part of a daily podcast that increased 40% downloads. And nobody complained. Nobody complained. So anyways, remove the friction. Go record with what you have right now.
There we go. That is thing number one. Thing number two that you need to have that juicy content is you need to know what are the problems that you're solving, right? How are you solving them? And what are some tangent topics that you can talk about to your niche, right? So for example, when we're going to create content, we have this list of things we can talk about, like content workflows, multi-purposing, podcasting, publishing, community, confidence, right? A criticism, B2B, entrepreneurship, messaging over production, long game, momentum, resources. We have a big list of things that we can talk about. And now, in just a second, I'm going to use how you can actually create the content out of each one of those. But those are the topics that you're going to hit over and over and over again. And I just want to share a quick reminder. You are the only person that listens to 100% of your message. So sometimes you might get back to these topics and you're like, oh, boy, I already talked about consistency. Well, guess what? The person on the other side might have not heard you talk about consistency. So talk about it again and again and again and again.
That's right. Yesterday in the conversation that I had, the CMO had a question about what do I talk about, right? And we, after diving into the why are we actually creating a platform? Who are we connecting? Is this connected to revenue? Not only the audience side of things. The worry went to like, I don't know the topics, right? And a really safe place to start, right? Obviously, FONZI is going to share the matrix. And if you're interested, we can definitely share this with you guys. Just reach out on social media at BIZBROS Go. But a very safe way to start is having conversations with people inside of your company, prospects, amazing people in your industry.
People that you already served.
People that you already serve, your clients. And publish those as podcasts. Here's what's going to be super awesome is as you have these conversations, these epiphanies are going to happen and you're going to have new ideas and you're going to write them down in your notebook, in your iPad, whatever you put, take notes. And those then become part of those topics, right? And this is how our older brother, who had no experience whatsoever in podcasting, he did a 45 live. And then as he was publishing, he started identifying his pillars, the things that he wanted to talk about, that he felt natural, that with a little bit more research, he could deliver a really, really good message. So my point here is start with one or two. You don't have to brainstorm all 90 that FONZI just named, right? If you want the cheat sheet, just reach out to us. But start with one or two, and as you execute, you're gonna be able to find those topics.
Yeah, that is right. And then step number 3, we've covered 1 and 2. 1 is record with what you have. And chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, that you have a cell phone. And guess what? Cell phones nowadays, they have cameras. So I'm pretty sure you can use your cell phone to record all the content that you need. Step number 2, name those problems, solutions, kind of like tangent elements to your niche that you can talk about. And what is aspect number 3 that you need to create this hashtag juicy content. And it is structures. You need to have some structures that you can now create content about. So I'm gonna just share some 3 quick ones that you can potentially use. 1 is actionable, right? So you're gonna grab one of those problems that we talk about. So for example, consistency, and you can create an actionable post about this. How can people do something about this? What is a step-by-step? So I would potentially create something like, here are 3 steps to achieve maximum consistency and post every single day without missing a beat, right? And then I go and I share my actionable tips. Structure number 2 that I want to share with you is analytical. Do a teardown of a company, person, content style, right? I can go and, maybe I'm going to share about, again, I'm going to use consistency so you can see how I can use these different structures for one same topic. But I can go and I can look at Mr. Beast content and I can say, does consistency means the same for Mr. Beast than for a B2B business? Let's do it. And then I'll go down and I analyze B2B's consistency. Well, he actually produces 1 big video a week. What does that entail? a budget of $1 million. Is that the same as a B2B? Definitely not, right? You get the point. And then structure number 3, actually, I'm going to give you a bonus one after this one, but structure number 3 is a listicle. You can just list a name of things. Hey, here are the top 3 books you need to read if you want to achieve consistency when publishing. Boom, you can give them the 3 recommendations. And then a bonus one is, and this is my brother's favorite probably, a contrarian thinking. So what is something you feel differently about versus a status quo?
Why is that my favorite?
How can you steer the waters? Right? How can you steer the water and create some polarity in the marketplace or the people that are listening to you? So with consistency, for example, we are fans of publishing every single day, but let's say you were a fan of you can make money only publishing once a year. Right?
Psycho.
Imagine, right? A psycho. We would be like, yo, that is very contrarian. So you can say like, experts are telling you that you should publish once a month or once a week. Well, guess what? I've made X amount of money by publishing only once every decade. And people are going to be like, what? And you're like, yeah, everything is wrong. And then you just polarize the marketplace with your message and you're going to get some traction. So again, that's how you can use structures with your problems, solutions, or tangent topics to your niche to create loads and loads of content. And you will never run out of ideas on what to say.
I know.
Or how to say it.
It's so good. It's
Hashtag
so good.
juicy juicy.
Hashtag juicy juicy. Guys, we use this every single day. There's a reason the podcast has more than 340 episodes right now. And obviously, like we've learned a ton along the way, but these are findings that we continue to do research. I think Fonzie was doing on the airplane going to Boise. He was watching all these videos and continue to educate himself. And that's how we ended up with the Matrix. And like that, if you want to connect this content into profit, right, for your business, continue to tune into the episodes. There's more guests, more information coming your way. Thank you so much for all the support. And we love you.
We love you indeed.
We love you.
Appreciate you.
Indeed. I love you, Fonzie. Good stuff. All right. Is that the episode?
Well, just hit us up with your content. If you have any questions about how to put this together, make sure you reach out at BIZBROS. We would love to help you out. Maybe we can jump on a call, show you behind the scenes on how all this works, how we create all these pieces of content. And then you can go and crush it and change a whole lot of people's life with your content.
That's right. If you guys like these shorter episodes, let us know on social media. We're experimenting with a lot of things, conversations, interviews, longer episodes, solo, just Fonzie, just Luis, these 12, 13 minutes episodes. Let us know. What do you like? What are you enjoying? Was this useful?
That's right.
All right. With that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Content Profit Podcast. Go ahead and follow the show in your favorite platform and on social media at BIZBROS.
That is right. And if today's episode changed your life or at least help you take one step closer towards your goal, please don't forget to share this episode and leave a 5-star review. Thank you.
The episode.
My tongue is all twisted after, long day. It's been a long day.
All right. Bye, guys.